Hello there. My name is Roy with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with two E's. There is something missing from our world. The amazing animals that time has left behind. But what if we could bring them back? What if extinction didn't have to be forever? As always, I'm with my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
And as always, you can listen to us, The Real Show, Real with two E's, on our YouTube channel for our video version, which will be up on there. Or you can enjoy our full catalogue of Real Show shows, or you could listen to us on Apple Podcast, Apple Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts, we are there as well. This is going to be a special episode for us, because this is something, much like Sizzling Sam Jackson for you, Corey,
Yes.
is something very close to me. This is 2006's Prehistoric Park.
Yep, this was your pick.
This is, one of my favourite things. Corey, what was your first impression? The moment the narrator starts, the opening is so iconic. Take us through that, Corey.
So I didn't know what I was getting myself into when you sent me over the link to watch this. And I saw Prehistoric Park, and I'm thinking, right, okay, obviously it's going to be about dinosaurs, or it's anything prehistoric. First episode's about dinosaurs. I know it gets onto other things, but Woolly Mammoth is the
Woolly Mammoth,
second episode, I believe.
We get into Smilodon as well.
Insects and various things.
Giant insects.
And then I was like, okay, we're talking about dinosaurs. And I don't know when I realised it until it's going to be, actually no, this guy's just going to go back in time with a time portal.
Yes, the time portal.
To go back into time to capture real-life dinosaurs.
Yes.
Now, obviously...
We're going back in time on a safari with a difference. As wildlife adventurer Nigel Marvin plunges into prehistory to rescue creatures on the brink of extinction. I could do it all from the top of my head. His plan is to bring them back to the safety of the present and give them a second chance. And then you get that, amazing.
Now, obviously, being adults, we know CGI. It's a wonderful thing. But because this came out in 2006, and presumably you watching this in 2006.
Yeah, I did.
Being a kid... he's gone back in time and found a T-Rex.
Amazing. He's got this time portal which he accesses by two sticks.
Two sticks he puts in the ground.
Turn the time portal comes on, and he runs through the time portal. Well, no, let's talk about our characters.
Okay,
right?
go on.
First of all, our main character,
good old Nigel,
is who? Nigel Marvin. He's an adventurer. He's a scientist. He's a paleontologist, a zoologist.
Yep.
He's our action hero. He is, and I say this a lot, he's with Steve Backshall in the sort of Steve Irwins of the UK, right?
Yep.
The sort of Steve Irwins of the United Kingdom. You know, Steve Backshall, Steve Irwin, Nigel Marvin. He's up there, right? And he is our hero. He is our protagonist who's journeying through the time portal to rescue these dinosaurs, these prehistoric creatures.
Yep. It's as a concept, I actually found it quite somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
I like dinosaurs and learning about prehistoric things, and doing it in this way, actually, I feel like it's probably quite a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because it explains quite a bit. I didn't know that, for example, not even by dinosaurs, that rhinos, people use big old tractors and tires.
Yeah.
When rhinos are kind of entering their mating season.
Don't eat grass.
No,
they're a browser, as he says. Like a triceratops, they'll eat bushes and leaves and prick the bushes or branches. They don't eat grass. Grass didn't exist in time of the dinosaurs.
I didn't know that if you're going to try and get an ostrich, put a sock over its head and it calms down.
Yeah, exactly. But
didn't know that.
He's using real life animal techniques on the prehistoric animals as well. He gets his sock out, slip a sock over the head of the ostrich, or the ornithomimus in this case.
Yeah.
Gallimimus relative, ornithomimus, and it calms down, slip it over. And he journeys to Cretaceous. I think he goes to the Hell Creek Formation in Montana, which is a very famous dinosaur finding formation. A lot of volcanoes, mountains, great locations like water, rivers, and lakes. It's a fantastic. Well done on the location scouting there.
Yep.
The camera shots aren't that bad. They're quite
They're
good.
right.
They keep it in frame, and we've got some of the CGI effects. Let's talk about CGI effects.
Okay.
Obviously, 2006.
Yep.
The CGI has come along quite a long way since then to now. But even now, there's a sort of look about it which keeps it sort of still intriguing, and the sort of zoological effect of looking at these renders of these old creatures, and the blend of practical effects with... That's what I've always said. Practical effects are as necessary as CGI itself, right? We know about the amazing practical effect film we love to talk about. We love Labyrinth,
Yep.
Dark Crystal,
Correct.
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Great practical effects that are really there. Like when Nigel Marvin tackles an ornithomimus, you want to see him holding ornithomimus and wrestling with it, right? When you see... I'm trying to think of another practical effect that was in this. Was there a practical T-Rex? I think later on in the series there is a practical T-Rex. Because I remember there's a medical scene where we don't, not to spoil it for a show in 2006, but there's a medical scene where we do see a practical T-Rex, and there's loads of practical effects just about in this, which really gets you close and up close with the animal and the animal itself. Now Nigel's mission, in episode 1, is to retrieve Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Correct.
From Montana.
Yep.
He first arrives in the time portal in his Jeep.
Yep.
In the classic Prehistoric Park Jeep. And what does he find?
Well, he's like, right, okay, we're gonna go find T-Rex, right? This is his mission. So he goes in and he's looking around. He's like, oh yeah, well the meteor's not gonna hit yet. We're fine. We'll be all right. We're good. And then he runs into the ostrich-like animals. What are they called again?
Ornithomimus.
And he's like, well, you know what? We can. I don't know. Was it Triceratops first?
No, it's Ornithomimus first.
Yes, but he couldn't get them.
Yeah, he couldn't get them though because they're chased off by a
a big old T-Rex, and he's like, right, okay, you go run. No sudden movements, then legs it, and he's like, right, they're so top heavy they can fall over.
Yeah.
So they won't risk going for him.
He runs into the forest.
Yep.
And hides under a tree. And
under a tree, and then they.
You know what? I love whenever they're above him in a way. This happens a lot. When there'll be a big dinosaur, or a big creature, and you see how small Nigel is. He's trying to hide and get low, and then you see the dinosaur heads kind of swoop over, or the body sort of swoop over him.
Yep.
I really like those shots.
But no, then later on, he discovers they wake up to a pack of Triceratops,
a
herd of Triceratops on the other side of some water, and it's like, oh yeah, look at all these people, look at them, it's a great sight, which doesn't last for long, because T-Rex are back, but there's a whole herd of T-Rex at this point as well, but are now coming for the Triceratops.
There's a big battle. There's a big fight between the T-Rex and the Triceratops, and the big female T-Rex leading the pack
she gets injured.
Well, she tries to pick on a baby Triceratops, but the mother defends, stabs her with that three-horned boom, and she gets injured. Yes. And the males just skedaddle, as Nigel says. The males they've just skedaddled.
Yeah.
Oh Nigel. And then they do though.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he investigate the T-Rex lair?
Yeah.
Earlier.
He goes to try and look for eggs.
But he can't find
any.
But there's all the T-Rexes are like hanging about, and he's got to wait till they go.
Yeah. And then Mum T-Rex gets injured, but she escapes. She's fine.
Yeah, but then he rescues a Triceratops.
Theo,
the Triceratops.
Yes.
Takes him back in the time portal.
As the first dinosaur he gets back.
To the two other mainstay characters of the series, Vet Susanna.
Yep. Susanna
McNabb, and that's her real name.
Yep.
And park keeper Bob.
Yep.
I don't believe it. Nigel, I don't believe it. And that is in Bob's sense of he is to act incredulous and act confused and flummoxed by everything. Oh, Nigel, what's this? Nigel, I don't believe it. All the time, and that's Bob's character.
Yep.
And he's played by Rod Arthur, who's still acting.
Is he?
Yep.
Very nice.
His latest role was in 2022, so not for a couple of years, but he's still getting roles, so good for him. And Bob may have been my favourite. It was Nigel and Bob. They're the team, right? Suzanne does vet stuff and all that, and we get like guest characters every couple of episodes. Someone new will be in it, but it's those three are the core team of Prehistoric Park.
Yeah, I like Bob.
Yeah, me too.
Bob's great.
I don't believe it. He always says that. I thought that Nigel might need a few more socks to capture this ornithomimus herd. We need to bring loads of socks to get them. Suzanne the vet as well. She's fun, quite witty. Pair off with Nigel, and because they capture Theo, and Theo is running into the trees.
Yes.
So Bob comes up with a plan.
Yep. And makes a fake Triceratops.
It introduces you to all of the major players and what they're about.
Yeah.
Suzanne is like, she's witty, she's off the cuff sort of humour, banter with the boys, but she's got like a medical professional as well.
Yep.
Bob is like the comedy, the sidekick of Nigel.
But he's also the builder.
Yeah, he's the builder. He's Bob the builder.
Yeah. He builds the pens that are in
the enclosures and all that, and. And Nigel is like the main adventurer. Yeah. He goes out and he gets and he runs Prehistoric Park, right? Must be a massive endeavour for old Nigel. And it's got the mountain. He says at the start he wants a main sort of wildlife area for these animals, and it's got mountains, ocean, desert, waterfall, everything.
Got everything they need.
Keeping prehistoric animals.
Yeah.
So he heads back. There's a little trip out again, and he heads back. And see, that's what the show does. It goes from point to point. It goes from he's in the past, he comes back to the present to sort out a problem. He goes again, and he comes back, and all of that. And throughout this time, the narrator of Prehistoric Park, who, if you know them, do you know the narrator of Prehistoric Park?
Oh, I do now.
Okay, well,
due to Wikipedia and IMDb.
Yes, I was going to tell you because I know you were a fan of this guy, David Jason.
Yeah.
Is the narrator of Prehistoric Park.
Why not?
Sir David Jason.
Sir David Jason now.
Sir David Jason is the narrator of Prehistoric Park, known as Del Boy.
I thought there's a buzzard somewhere.
Guy in the UK, yeah. Known as by us in the UK, we'll know him as Del Boy or Inspector Frost.
Yes.
In A Touch of Frost.
I love Touch of Frost. Great show.
Yeah. We know him as those, and he's that iconic voice behind the series. He is that iconic voice. He's there to be our guide through the show and to tell us about. Oh, it's like he's kind of cheeky as well. A cheeky narrator. He's going to go, well, Nigel's got himself stuck against the T-Rex. He's between a rock and a hard place. The T-Rex is going, how will Nigel escape? All that kind of thing. And it's that sort of level of the humour that's injected into it really keeps it going. Like there's a transcript of this episode.
Okay.
If you can find it. It's on the Prehistoric Park wiki, because there is.
Prehistoric Park Wiki.
Prehistoric Park Wiki.
Are we talking like Wiki?
This episode.
So not Wikipedia?
No. It's just type in Prehistoric Park Wiki, you'll find it. He goes, here T-Rex is king. Now all Nigel needs to do is find one. In a place with so many potential dangers, Nigel and his team know the sooner they accomplish their mission, the better. Da-da-da! There you go. You could probably get a dun-dun-dun after every single line the narrator has.
Probably.
He's so dramatic, but it's fun as well. And he heads back to the past to find a T-Rex, and he's finding this mother, following this injured mother T-Rex. And what does he find this injured mother? What's she up to?
Well, so he finds the mother, obviously, like I say, she's been attacked by a Triceratops, so she's injured, she's limping. He eventually finds her little home with two baby dinosaurs. Yeah. So that's where the eggs are gone. So they've already hatched.
Yeah.
So there's continuity in this show. It is there.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to confront, but unfortunately another T-Rex turns up.
Yeah, male T-Rex. There's a kaiju fight between these two T-Rexes.
Because they will go for each other. They are cannibalistic. They will fight each other, and unfortunately, the mother passes, gets defeated.
Yeah.
Which leaves the two baby T-Rexes, to which Nigel decides to try and lure them.
Before we get to what he lures them with, the meteor is striking.
Yes, it's coming in now.
It's coming in. The 2K meteor it's coming in and it's striking. Boom! With big
shockwave.
I like how it's depicted you see it from the earth, from the spread, and the narrator goes, and it's filled with ash and dust. All of this will happen in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, Nigel!
But it also, the narrator goes like, oh, this is one of the loudest sounds the earth has ever heard. And he cuts to Nigel just putting his hands over his ears.
Not like his ears exploding with blood. It's one of the loudest sounds. And Nigel, by the look of this, isn't very far away from where the impact happens.
No.
He's in Montana.
Yeah.
And he's in and the impact is in Mexico. Yeah. So I suppose he's not very far away from this impact. And he's just like, oh. But instead, he should be, not be alive.
Yeah.
By the sound of, burst your eardrums, burst your brain. It's this massive explosion of this massive meteorite. Yep. But now he's got 3 minutes.
So now he's got 3 minutes.
To save these baby T-Rexes.
There's two T-Rexes.
He's looking for something.
Oh, also at some point he's also captured
the saved
Ornithomimus, to which Bob is not a fan.
I don't believe it, Nigel, Ornithomimus, Nigel. I don't believe it.
Because about 50 of them run through.
Yeah. But it's certainly not a T-Rex.
But so instead, it's like, we've got to lure it.
Yeah.
The smell of meat will intrigue them, and just pulls out a ham sandwich.
That's so British.
With like one bit of ham in it.
Solution.
One little bit of ham.
So the British solution to this problem, how are we going to save these dinosaur babies from the impending destruction of the society on Earth, is to use a ham sandwich.
It's like waving a ham sandwich in front of them. I love to imagine that on set of just this man just waving a ham sandwich around at nothing.
He's waving a ham sandwich.
Like, come on. Oh, here we go, and then runs off.
He's just moving. Go on. And there's nothing there.
There's nothing happening.
It must be tough. For Nigel tact. And there's nothing. That's what I wonder though.
Yeah.
When Suzanne was looking at the Triceratops,
Yeah.
she's going, wow, it's tremendous. Wow, look at it. It's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. What an amazing looking animal.
Yeah.
And she's not looking at anything.
No.
She's staring at nothing.
Yeah.
And even Bob and his incredulous turns to camera, and his lines and his one-liners. I'm not going to say the catfish again. I've said it enough. And even that, he's not looking at anything. There's nothing down there. That's why I say it must be so hard. Like, if a dinosaur came into this room now, we'd probably have a very different reaction to the reaction of if we were told to act like a dinosaur came into the room right now. Right?
Yeah.
Give me your dinosaurs come into the room right now. Give me your line. What would you say?
Well, I don't think I said anything. I'd be off. I'd be legging it. My reaction would be,
you'd be gone.
that's what it is.
You'd run away. Yeah, exactly.
It's my reaction.
Yeah. I think mine would probably just be. So I'm just going to give you my reaction.
Okay.
Ah! As I'm killed, as I'm murdered by the dinosaur.
Which dinosaur? Which one?
It's got to be big enough to get into this room. A Utah raptor.
Okay. I was going to say like gored by a Triceratops.
Yeah, if Triceratops, I could get in.
Break the door down.
Yeah, it was. With its horns,
With its horns.
Trample. Like Nigel gets hit by a Triceratops.
Who does?
Do you remember? Nigel gets hit by a Triceratops.
He just gets up and he's like, oh.
He's got some like soot on his face.
Yeah, some like bit of like dirt and
dirt on his face. He goes, oh, I feel like I've just been hit by a train.
Yeah. It's like,
Nigel, you've been trampled. I felt that one ran over you, Nigel.
let's face it, if you were hit by a rhino, which is probably the
exactly.
closest we're going to get now,
Nigel,
I don't think I'd get up straight away and be like, oh.
He just starts to get up like he's got a headache. He's got, oh, it's like I've just been hit by a train.
Well,
I need a paracetamol.
Yeah, where's my ibuprofen?
Where's my ibuprofen? I need a paracetamol. Lie down. Oh dear. Yeah, but he's a fantasy hero. He's our documentarian hero.
Fantasy hero.
Yeah, he runs from T-Rexes. I'm pretty sure a T-Rex can outrun a Nigel Marvin. They say that T-Rex can run at 30 miles an hour, something like that. I don't know how fast Nigel Marvin is. Faster than a T-Rex. But he runs into the forest. T-Rex are chasing after him.
Yeah.
And he manages to outrun the T-Rex.
Correct.
He's a champion sprinter.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't decide to do raptors for this.
Oh yeah.
Because you could not outrun them.
In the finale, I don't want to spoil the finale of the show. We end up watching more of it. Well, actually, we may end up watching more of it.
Yeah.
But in the finale, there are raptors. There are raptors in the finale.
Does he get chased by them?
No.
Okay. So they're smart with it.
Yeah, they're smart with it. But there are raptors in the finale, yeah. Well, a type of raptor, I guess. It's complicated.
Yeah.
But there is more than Prehistoric Park Nigel has done.
Ooh.
Nigel initially... you wonder how Nigel Marvin got into this, right?
Okay, go on.
Initially, it came from Walking with Dinosaurs, which didn't have Nigel in it, didn't have any person in it. Walking with Dinosaurs?
Yes.
1999,
Yep.
Kenneth Branagh,
Yep.
really great, practical effects, CGI, revolutionary.
Yep.
It's coming back in 2025,
Lovely.
next year. Part of the reason why we're doing this,
Yep.
but also because of Nigel Marvin.
Yes.
And they did something called, it wasn't called Walking with, I think it was actually called Walking with Dinosaurs, but I think it was called Walking with Dinosaurs Chased by Monsters or something like that. It was called Chased by Dinosaurs, sorry, not Walking with Dinosaurs. It was called Chased by Dinosaurs. And it was like a spin-off, basically. Right. It was like a spin-off, and it was basically a Prehistoric Park. It was like Steve-O, and it was like, you can probably look it up now.
I've got it up.
Yeah, you can see Nigel Marvin, he's there with dinosaurs. It's kind of like, it was like a proto-Prehistoric Park in a way.
Right.
Chased by Dinosaurs was 2 episodes. The Giant Claw and... another Land of Giants. That's the one. Where basically he'd go back in time and they wouldn't capture anything. He wouldn't try and capture anything. He'd just go back in time and like try and solve a mystery,
Right.
or try and like uncover something.
Okay.
Like in the giant claw, he's looking for a Therizinosaurus who has this huge claw, right? And he thinks it's a big meat eater, but it's actually a vegetarian, something like that, right? And in Land of Giants, he's looking for the biggest dinosaur ever, the Argentinosaurus, that's what it's called.
Right.
Looking for Argentinosaurus, the biggest walking dinosaur, a big sauropod, right?
Yep.
It's kind of that kind of thing, where it's more Steve Irwin-esque, more Steve Backshall-esque, right?
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to go into this forest and look for these animals, right? He's going to go into this primordial forest and look for these dinosaurs.
Yep.
And that's what kind of led people to think that Nigel Marven could be used for something a bit like this. Was 2002. This was shortly after Walking with Dinosaurs ended.
Yep.
So a few years after it, and it was all with all the same techniques. Some of the same models turn up, and they were the same thing with Prehistoric Park. It became sort of the similar sort of flow of the story happened, where we'd go back in time and he'd have to solve a problem or find something, or capture a dinosaur. That'd be it, right? Or capture a mammoth or something. That was what the story of that would be. So Chased by Dinosaurs is like a precursor to, and they're only half an hour. They're shorter than the actual.
It's very
TV
short,
episodes. So we could probably end up watching these if we don't watch the rest of Prehistoric Park, which I'd like to. So there's that as well. And then that developed from Prehistoric Park into, I think, Walking with Beasts also came out, which was like not a dinosaur-related thing. It was kind of walking with, Smilodon, saber-toothed cat, and like a mammoth and mammal type thing, mammals, after the extinction event of the meteorite.
Yep.
What came after, the mammals that sort of inherited the world afterwards, right, and led to us. And that is the history of Prehistoric Park. Prehistoric Park itself ran for 6 episodes in the UK.
Very nice.
With music by Daniel Pemberton. It has a... Daniel Pemberton nowadays may be known for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Very nice.
That's what he's doing today.
So
how did he get his start?
Still around?
Prehistoric Park.
Very nice.
There you go. With the original soundtrack for Prehistoric Park. And also, a little fact, if you might not be interested, Corey. If anyone follows the Real Show Twitter account at the Real Show FM, might have to get that changed.
Which you should all do.
We put out funny tweets and little jokes and things like that. And one of the things we put out was a few weeks ago during the D-Day celebrations of BBC Radio 2. Because I'm such a nerd, they played the original soundtrack for Prehistoric Park.
Nice.
They played the song Entering the Park, and I thought it was funny. So I tweeted it out.
Nice.
And I tagged Nigel Marven, who is on Twitter himself.
Very nice.
And he retweeted it.
Nice.
And not only did he retweet it, we got several likes of this tweet. And yeah, it's just a fun joke, and Nigel has seen it. So if we put this episode out, and Nigel, you're watching this?
Hello.
I love you. You're one of my heroes. I think the work you've done for paleontology and zoology, and just inspiring me to go out and walk in random fields and forests as a kid and act like I've seen a dinosaur. It's amazing. And also to inspire me from all those Prehistoric Park and Walking with Dinosaurs videos I made on a crap camera when I was 6, because I would have been 6 when this came out.
Yeah.
2000. I was born 2000. And all the videos I made on my crappy camera where I'd arrange my dinosaur toys in the garden and act like I was a zoo, what's the person that films wildlife? A zoological cameraman or something.
Sure.
And I'd film, and here we have the Triceratops herd moving, not David Attenborough, but yeah. And here we have the Triceratops herd moving across the great landscape of my back garden, where there's overgrown grass and like little bushes and stuff like that.
So Triceratops can't eat grass?
No, they can't eat grass. They'll be better on the bushes, to be honest. And I think the highlight of the campaign was where I took a bucket of water and made like a muddy sort of river section, where I like dug a little thing and made a little river, and it was like, it was great. That was fun times. They were fun times. But now back to Prehistoric Park. Shall we give this first episode a real rating?
We can do indeed.
You go first, Corey. Tell me what you enjoyed.
You know what? I enjoyed this I found this to be a very creative idea. I like the fact that you got to see it pretty much like, up close, like it's real life. And I like the way it teaches you things. You see it. If you're more of a visual learner, it'd be very useful. I found it very entertaining. I thought it was nice, bit comical, bit fun. 48 minutes, I think, per episode, something like that.
Yeah.
Very nice and easy, quick to digest as well. I really enjoyed it. And those little bits, like the eggs come back, the little dinosaurs, and the injured mother comes back and she's injured later on. It's very nice to see. So I enjoyed it. So for the first episode, I'm going to give it about a 7.5.
We have, of course, we end the episode with Terence and Matilda, our two T-Rex.
Yep.
Two T-Rex babies, and they will grow up to be huge T-Rex Tyrannosaurus.
He doesn't name the others
later in the series
because there's too many of them.
Well, not the Ornithomimus.
No, there's too many of them.
Well, Theo gets in.
Theo has a name.
Theo and he does name the other animals in the series that show up. Favorite is Martha the mammoth. Turns up later in, I think, in the next episode.
It's episode 2's mammoth,
Martha, yeah. Let's have a little look at the episodes. We've got a mammoth undertaking with the mammoth.
Yep.
We've got Dino Birds, which is about Microraptor.
Okay.
We've got Saving the Sabertooth, which is about the Smilodon saber-toothed cat.
Yep.
The Bug House, which is about the Carboniferous Island, and about the massive bugs. Super Crop, which is the finale, which is about Dinosuchus.
Nice.
The massive crocodile, right, which also takes place in dinosaur times. Yeah, just 6 episodes, really easy to digest, and they're out there. They're on Daily Motion.
Yeah, they are.
Just watch them, and that's how we would do it. That's how we're going to do it.
Yep.
Now, this series means a lot to me.
Yep.
I really love this series. I had the DVD for this. I had a box set DVD for this series.
Nice.
All 6 episodes on one DVD.
Very nice.
And whenever I went to my grandma's house, I would watch it just over and over again. Just binge, basically. I was binging before they were binging.
Fair enough.
I was binging before it was cool. I would just watch Prehistoric Park over and over and over again.
Yep.
Right? Because it was the best thing to me, right, as a kid. I was thinking as much as a 9, a 9.5. I was going to drop it a 10. And I'm seconds away from reverting on myself and actually giving it a 10. But because of my good restraint, and because I wish the real show to go on, I will give it a 9.5.
Okay.
But just know, you know what, if Nigel sees this episode, if Nigel Marvin sees this episode in any way,
tweet him.
In any interaction, I will tweet at him.
Tweet him.
Or I was gonna actually ask him for like a sort of like video hello or something, so we can cameo on this episode. Maybe I will do that. Maybe we'll end up doing that. But if this makes air, we can put at the end of it Nigel Marvin saying hello, Nigel Marvin cameo in our episode, right? I'd love that. But if he does end up engaging with this somehow, I will move this up to a 10. But at the minute, it's on a 9.5. Your move, Nigel. Your move.
Your move.
I don't believe it. It's me, Bob. Nigel.
He has got an email.
What? He has got an email.
He's got an email.
Oh, great. We could ask him to come on. And talk about Prehistoric Park and Chased by Dinosaurs. That'd be fantastic. I'd love that. For us. So let's go to the weekly rec, and we can talk a bit more about Prehistoric Park and just the real show before our episode concludes. Corey, do you have a weekly rec for everyone?
So I do.
What is it? Is it dinosaur themed?
No.
Well, it should be, really.
It's not. It does involve someone from the cast of this.
Okay, I wonder who it's going to be.
So first off, as a little side one, like as I said, Nigel Marvin's got an email. I found it on a website. Here's an FAQ, by the way, on his website.
It's an FAQ.
Yeah.
What question is it?
Someone questions.
Does Prehistoric Park really exist, and can I go there?
There is actually a park called Prehistoric Park. I googled it. It's not in any way affiliated.
It's not affiliated. Oh my goodness. What is there? What is that? Is Terence and Matilda there?
I don't know. There are T-Rexes, so maybe.
Oh right, okay.
Nigel Marvin was asked, does he have a favourite species of shark?
Oh, okay, sure.
And he does. The fresher shark.
Right.
There we go. Enormous tail.
I love the picture when you look at his website.
Which one?
It's just him Prehistoric parking it up in a river with a lizard.
Apparently, his favourite animal from Prehistoric Park.
Oh, come on.
Was the Microraptor from China.
Oh, great.
Hopefully one day I'll make another time-travelling series.
Oh, I hope he does. I'd love that to happen. You know what? After 2025, after the Walking with Dinosaurs reboot comes back, we're going to be asking for a Prehistoric Park reboot.
Yep.
Get Nigel Get Bob, get Suzanne, get him back. A new. You know what? One of the things I did when I first started early screenwriting was, I don't think this still exists. It might be on some memory stick somewhere. Was the first episode of a sequel series I wrote for Prehistoric Park.
Okay.
It was a Spinosaurus episode where they go to Africa. And I put a bit more story in there. I thought we need a bit more storyline. They put, and Nigel's like trying to build. It's like been as much as it's been since the last Prehistoric Park. Last Prehistoric Park, I don't know, fell into bankruptcy or something like that, or got liquidated.
Yep.
And Nigel is trying to rebuild the team, get Bob and get Suzanne, and get on make a new park and return.
Yep.
So I think that's what the script was about. And there was like a Carcharodontosaurus and a Spinosaurus. And there was like a big fight in a river, and it was all really cool.
Fair enough.
That script still exists somewhere, but
it's on a hard drive or something.
It's on a hard drive, or it's on a memory stick. It's on somewhere. It still exists, though. Maybe I'll try and dig it out at some point if we end up doing the rest of the series. I'd like to.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Did you like it enough to do the rest of the show?
I did nearly watch the second episode.
Oh, you know what? I did. I just thought, because it's kind of like that addictive watching where it's like so much of an adventure. You're like, I want to see the next part. And that's great television for me. So, 9.5. That's just high.
Nice.
And again, if Nigel interacts with this episode in any way, I will give it a 10.
Yep.
Corey.
Right, Weekly Rex. Like I say, it's not dinosaur related, but it is a connection. So, as you said, Sir David Jason is in this. He narrates this. So I was thinking, right, okay, what could I recommend?
Only Fours on Horses.
No, that's too obvious.
Okay.
It's too obvious, and most people would have seen it by now, and I can recommend that whole series.
The bit where he falls through the
bar.
The bit where he gets out the car and he's Batman.
Yeah. Breaking the chandelier. There's too many obvious ones.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm going to recommend something else. I'm going to go something that Sir David Jason is in, but this is an adaptation of another piece of work, which is also written by a Sir.
Okay.
That is Sir Terry Pratchett.
Oh, yes.
As people will know from either one, Good Omens, which I have read, co-written by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, or two, any of his Discworld books, of which there are many. There are quite a few.
Right.
But there was an adaptation in, when did it come out? In 2006.
Okay.
I believe. Same year. 2006.
Okay.
Of The Hogfather.
The Hogfather.
Which is kind of like a if death was Santa Claus kind of thing, I believe. Which is an adaptation of...
Oh, goodness, there he is.
Yep. Where David Jason plays Death, who's called Albert.
Okay.
And it's great.
Yep.
If you're a fan of Pratchett, I like Pratchett.
Tony Robinson.
Baldrick.
Baldrick himself.
And what else does he do? He does a Back in Time series. Time Team. That's it.
That's not really Back in Time.
No.
It's just Tony Robinson in whether in Stoke looking for gold.
I like Time Team.
Looking for Slate. Yeah, I like Time. I'm not knocking Time Team.
Time Team's good.
I'm just saying he doesn't go back in time to see the Tudor kings or whatever he's looking for.
Yep.
Saxon kings. Maybe I would like that though. I would like that. Like it's a historical thing where he goes back in time to like.
Yep.
Is he going to kidnap the Saxon king?
Yes.
It's like Prehistoric Park, but he's like hunting people. It's Tony Robinson.
Yep.
Anyway, continue.
Yep. So essentially, it's it might have been a 2-part series. I don't know.
Right.
But it's just a fantastic 2 episodes miniseries of The Hogfather. It's an adaptation of the book. I haven't read the book. I'm sure it's fantastic, as most of Terry Pratchett's stuff is.
Yeah.
He has a cameo in this as a toy maker. In a toy shop called Toys Is Me, a play on Toys R Us, which, by the way, is coming back.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh.
In W.H. Smith stores.
How are they going to do that?
I don't know.
Toys R Us in W.H. Smith?
I learned about it the other day.
I know W.H. Smiths are... let me put this out there. W.H. Smiths are desperate. I'm not going to slander... this is slander. This is slander of W.H. Smiths. Hopefully their lawyers don't see this. But W.H. Smiths fell off. They fell off, Corey. Yeah, all right, in airports, they can charge you £6 for a bottle of water. But on the high street, nothing. Oh, help me, post office. Oh, our wraps have got E. coli in them. Oh, anything, that kind of stuff. They're weak. They're weak as, Corey. And us in the Waterstones Alliance will soon finish them off. That's right, Corey.
We're
coming for you, W.H. Smith.
I do have a Waterstones card.
Exactly. Be ready. Be ready. You not be ready. You need your airports to help you. You need your airports to help you.
But no, it's for Hogfather. I'm sure you can.
What? There's going to be a section. I'm sorry, I'm still on this. There's going to be a section at the back of the W.H. Smith.
I don't know how it's going to work.
How are they going to sell me flipping £100 Lego sets, Corey? How am I going to get my UCS Millennium Falcon from the W.H. Smith?
Revealed the new Toys R Us location set to open in W.H. Smith this summer. Okay, here we go.
It's gonna be like toddler stuff, isn't it? It's gonna be like the baby.
Yeah, I don't know. Lincoln hasn't got one.
Okay, I say that like, is it even got a W.H. Smith's?
Lincoln's got a W.H. Smith's.
Okay, yeah, I know it has. I'm with you there.
Yeah. Or at least I think it does. Anyway, it definitely has a W.H. Smith's. I don't think it's going to get a Toys R Us. I don't even know where our closest one would be, to be honest, on any of these. Nottingham, Victoria, I guess.
Fair enough.
I don't know how it's going to work.
Well, you know what? There can be no W.H. Smiths in Lincoln, Corey, because Lincoln is Smith's Toy Superstore's territory.
Yeah. Well, we did have a Toys R Us.
We did for one time. It was huge. It was by the Burger King, which is also now closed.
Gone.
It's also now gone. Yeah. The only thing that survives there is Pizza Hut and the
for now
the bedding shop. Yeah, that survives. And yeah, the Toys R Us was closed down as well now. Yeah, it's probably home to a bunch of homeless people, but. Because the interior of the shop still survives, they're not knocking it down.
Nope.
It's
still there.
That sits there, empty. But I think Toys R Us didn't close in Canada, though. I think some countries do keep them open.
It definitely did for a while, anyway. I don't know if it still is, but yeah, it was around for a while.
Okay. So, what are you going to rate
Hogfather?
The Hogfather.
7.5. Same as Prehistoric Park Episode 1.
Okay. Fair enough. And yeah, I do like Prehistoric Park. I love it really. I love Prehistoric Park.
Also,
and yep.
If you want to know where Nigel Marvin is,
where is he?
Costa Rica.
What, right now?
Apparently, his website has a section at the bottom saying "Where in the world am I?" and it's just a picture of Google Maps, and right now it's saying Costa Rica.
He's in Costa Rica. What time is it in Costa Rica,
Nigel? So I don't know if he updates it constantly.
He's in Costa Rica. He's a jet setter. He's probably back in time.
We should. It's 8:38.
8:00 in the morning.
Yeah. We should. You know what? I might check that in like a week's time. See if it still says Costa Rica. See if he is actually updating it.
Yeah, check it. Maybe he's hunting for a mastodon or a giant sloth.
Have you Googled what's in Costa Rica?
Yes, I've Googled prehistoric animals in Costa Rica.
Very nice.
Just in case he's.
If we do get him on the show, we're going to try and schedule when he's a bit closer to our time.
Yeah, a bit closer to our time. And see what he's doing there. I think a mastodon is an elephant. I think. Or is it a rhino?
Mastodon.
Genus
of mammals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a big. It's like an elephant. It's like a big. It's like a mammoth without the hair.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. And we know what a giant sloth looks like. It's just a big.
Just a big sloth.
Big sloth. It's just a big sloth. The ground sloth. There we go. The giant ground sloth. It's called a Mylodon. You can find them in Costa Rica. Yeah, 7 million years ago. Wow. This is going to be in Prehistoric Park Season 2.
Yep.
Prehistoric Park Season 2, Nigel Marvin is going to travel to Costa Rica 7 million years ago and find the Mylodon, the giant ground sloth.
Also, do you want a fun fact that I learned from doing a pub quiz about a week ago?
What's that?
Do you know what the most dangerous place or thing for a sloth to be doing is?
Right, okay, let me work through this.
Okay.
Sloths go up trees. It's not going to be... Wait. Go into the toilet.
Yeah.
I thought so. Because they can't go down on the ground.
Yeah, but then what happens is they go down on the ground, they go to a toilet, and they get so de-energized that they don't move for ages.
Oh, no.
Apparently more than half the sloths die by going to the toilet.
Oh, dear. They get so dehydrated they can't move.
Yeah.
Like, oh, take it out of me. I shouldn't have had that. I shouldn't have had that tea leaf burrito.
Yeah, like they just get no energy, and then it just takes them ages to get it back, but then get hunted.
And they can't climb back up in time.
Yeah, poor sloths.
Poor sloths. You know what? Here's a good question that I should have asked recently, Corey.
Okay.
What's the one thing? Let's not go dinosaurs. We can't bring any dinosaurs back. What's the one non-dinosaur prehistoric animal you'd like back? If Nigel Marvin could rescue
So we're talking like enclosed,
Yes,
not
enclosed.
not back in the wild.
Not back in the wild, enclosed, like a prehistoric park. You know what? Let's have a dinosaur. Let's have a prehistoric animal, please. I'll do the same.
Oh, okay. Let's have
And
a
it can
look.
be enclosed, so you can be. It can be as deadly as you like.
Okay, let's have a look. I'm gonna have to Google some prehistoric
I think
creatures.
I've already
here.
got my. I've already got my. No problem.
So that one is cool. See some of these. I just want to know what they look like.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of these. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've got mine.
That one seems cool as well. I want to see, but what's like a Oh, that's got a cool name. Right. Okay. Can I get images, please? I want to know what these things look like. Nah, that's not. Nah.
Okay, I've got mine. Shall I go first then?
Yeah, they're kind of
Right.
cool.
You consider and I'll look.
Okay.
Dinosaur. My favourite dinosaur, Acrocanthosaurus. It's got to be.
Okay.
My favourite dinosaur, Acrocanthosaurus. Yes, I'd like a Spinosaur or whatever. But an Acrocanthosaurus, I just think is so cool. The big spine down the back, the cool name. You know, I think it's a Cretaceous predator. I should probably know because it's my favourite dinosaur. But I love an Acrocanthosaurus. Really big, really scary, big sharp teeth. Oh, looking cool. I love an Acrocanthosaurus. That's going to be my pick, I'd say.
Nice.
For my prehistoric animal, for my prehistoric mammal, right, I'm going to go for the Entelodont.
The what?
It's also called the Hell Pig.
Hell
I think
pig.
that's cool.
Hell pig.
The
Prehistoric.
Entelodont. And it's like a massive
Okay.
man-sized pig. It looks so metal. Look at it.
Yep.
It's like a man-sized huge pig. These things in Walking with Beasts were menaces. Like that episode that has Entelodonts in it, in Walking with Beasts, they just look terrifying. They're just huge. They've got huge, big, like warthogs. Huge warthog jaws.
Yep.
Running around. Gangs of them. Oh, it's so scary. And I think they're cool. Not that they're like the scary, but like also impressive. Like wow, these are like pigs that are the size of men. You know, huge teeth and bits on their sides of their face. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But pigs have them. That's what I want. I want the Entelodont and the Acrocanthosaurus.
Okay.
Corey.
Well, if we're going dinosaur, I'm picking an Ankylosaurus.
Yep.
Love me an Ankylosaurus. Massive rock on the tail.
Yep.
Love them. Triceratops are cool.
Yep.
They would kind of fascinate me. I like the fossils, like the kind of skulls got like the little frill on the back of it. That's quite an interesting one. If we're not going dinosaurs, so I just quickly googled prehistoric animals.
Yeah, non-dinosaur pick.
To find some. I would like a titanoboa, but that seems a bit too obvious. And probably looks like a little bit too much like a snake.
Too much like a big snake.
Same with the camelops. Just looks like a bigger camel.
Yes.
So what would be cool is either now there's a thing called a diodon, which is similar to what you're describing,
Right.
which is another massive pig,
Yeah.
basically. There's a Diodicarus,
Okay.
which is like an armoured armadillo. You know those things in Ice Age?
Oh yeah.
It's like them. Or you can get a Brontotherium,
A Brontotherium.
which are like rhinos with like bone horns,
Right.
and they
Look at these guys.
they look cool.
I
Look
think
at
they're
them.
a nice stage as well.
Yeah, I believe so.
The Brontotherium. Oh, I want one of these, Corey. These are like your souped up rhino. Look at how big it is. With double horns. You know, I want to see this in Prehistoric Park Season 2, Nigel, if you're watching. I want Acrocanthosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Entelodon, and Brontotherium as well. We've nearly got 5 episodes there. Nearly got 6 episodes there on each one.
Also, why not? 'Cause I'm just googling them now. We've not mentioned any birds yet.
Oh no.
So go for a Archaeopteryx.
Archaeopteryx.
That's the one. Give us one of them.
It's a bit similar to a Microraptor, that, isn't it?
Yeah, they're cool. They've got wings. They can fly.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Also, while we're talking about birds, I like a terror bird as well.
Terror bird.
Even though they did appear in... Wait, no, I think they appeared in Prehistoric Park, the first series, so maybe not a terror bird. Maybe a different type of terror bird.
Yep.
But I think we got terror birds in the first series of Prehistoric Park. I think I know we did because they were in the Smilodon episode with the Toxodon and with like big cows.
Yeah.
But I'd like this Bronto. I like Brontotherium. There's like a lion, not a lion. It's like a wolf, and it's got hooves.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if I don't know what it's called. I know it's got. I remember what it's called. It's called an Andrewsarchus, like the word Andrew, My name Andrew, and
Okay.
then Sarcus, Sarrchus.
Yeah.
Androsarchus, and it's like a big sort of wolf, but it's got hooves. I think that's really cool.
What is this?
So I'd like an Androsarchus as well while we're naming.
What
things.
about a? I really can't pronounce
what's
dinosaur
right?
names.
Right, go on then.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus.
That
what
one.
You want to say, Corey?
Quetzalcoatlus.
Well, actually, Corey, that is not a dinosaur. That is a flying reptile.
That's fine. It's prehistoric.
It's a pterosaur, Corey.
It's
Let's get it right.
It's prehistoric.
Go on, get it. How many times do I have to say this, Corey? How many times do I say this? It's not a dinosaur.
Well, this doesn't mention anything about it being a terror, whatever.
A pterosaur? What? Oh, come on, Corey.
What's the difference to bones? I know it's the bones. Before you tell me it's the bones.
Yes.
Dinosaurs don't have holes in the hips or something along those lines.
This right here, the first line of Wikipedia says Quetzalcoatlus is a genus of I can't say that word. Adzarchid pterosaur from the late Cretaceous.
I'm on Google. I'm on Microsoft Bing Images. I just typed in.
Well, you've used an inferior search engine, then.
I
Corey,
typed in
you?
interesting prehistoric flying animals, and it came up.
You should look at the image of that man next to the model of the Quetzalcoatlus because it is absolutely massive.
Is it? It is like the hip bones, right? That makes
It's
the difference.
Yeah. You're right there.
It is about a hole or something, right? It's
Yeah.
like there's a hole in the hip for one of them and not in the other or something like that. I had to Google it once because I was asked by Ebony.
About Quetzalcoatlus?
No, I was asked by Ebony about why aren't pterodactyls dinosaurs, and I'm like,
because of me.
yes.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't know why.
Come on.
Let's Google it, and then it was like, oh, hip bones.
That is hip bones.
Hip bones.
That's the title of this episode, Corey. Now, hip bones.
Hip bones.
Or something about Nigel Marvin. But thank you very much for watching and listening to this episode of The Real Show reviewing Prehistoric Park.
Oh yeah, we are
It's
big.
been a
Jeez.
real... Yeah, I've seen the model next to the man, and he's like, it's huge. And that's
Yeah.
him walking.
Yeah.
And it can walk.
Yeah.
It's not even when it's flying. That is
Yeah.
it walking.
That's
Terrifying thing.
Yep.
I mean, I'd love to see it.
terrifying. Very nice.
Hey. But thank you very much for listening and watching. We've had a great time. We sure did.
Yep.
It is a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.